Students, so let's start our class because I have to complete the topic today. So the topic is harmonic function. Actually, this is in the chapter function, limit, continuity, and analytic function. So today's topic is harmonic function. Okay, so let's see if I can complete this concept today or not. So first concept is Laplace equation. Okay, Laplace equation. Laplace's equation. So what is Laplace equation? So here you already know that in real analysis functions are denoted by f of x, and in complex analysis functions are denoted by f of z, where z is any complex number. Okay, so now Laplace equation means if any function f of z satisfies del 2a by del x2 plus del 2a by del y2 is equals to 0. Okay, if any function f of z satisfies this equation, like del 2f del x2 plus del 2f del y2 is equals to 0. So last day I already told you what are the partial derivative or what are the ordinary derivative. Okay, so here del 2f del x2 means second order partial derivative with respect to x, second order partial derivative with respect to y. Means first you have, suppose any function of z is given, first you have to consider the first order derivative del f del x, then again you have to consider the derivative of del f del x with respect to x again, then you will get del 2f del x2. And here first you have to find the first order derivative with respect to y, that is del f del y. Again you have to consider the derivative of del f del y with respect to y again, this will be del 2f del y2. Same concept, only there are two variables, two independent variables. That's why we are considering partial derivatives. Okay. So exactly same. You already know what is d2y dx2. First you have to consider dy dx, then again d2y dx2. So these are the same concepts. Okay. So if any function f of z satisfies this if any function f of z satisfies this equation, del 2f del x2 plus del 2f del y2 is equals to 0, then it is called Laplace equation. You have to remember the form of their Laplace equation, because in MCQ question, suppose they ask you if they give you one function f of z and they directly ask you it is a harmonic function or it is an Laplace function equation or not. Okay, so you have to remember that particular form, that yes, if any function f of z satisfies del 2f del x2 plus del 2f del y2 is equals to 0, then it is Laplace equation. And so I already told you today's topic is harmonic function. So what is the harmonic function? Any function f of z, if any function f of z satisfies this equation, then it is called harmonic function. Okay, this equation is called Laplace equation. And if any function satisfies this equation, then this function will be called harmonic function. I think it is clear. This equation is called Laplace equation, and if any function f of z satisfies this equation, then this function is called harmonic function. Harmonic function. Okay, so next topic is conjugate harmonic function. conjugate harmonic function means two functions. Conjugate harmonic function. Conjugate harmonic function. Okay, so you already know what is harmonic function. Harmonic function means if any function satisfies Laplace equation, then this function is called harmonic function. Now, what is conjugate harmonic function? If two harmonic functions satisfy Cauchy-Riemann equation, if two harmonic function ux comma y and vx comma y satisfies Cauchy-Riemann equation, then they will be called conjugate harmonic function. I repeat this definition again. If two harmonic function uxy and vxy satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equation, then these two functions are called conjugate harmonic function. So what is Cauchy-Riemann equation? It is del u del x is equals to del v del y, and del u del y is equals to minus del v del u. These are the Cauchy-Riemann equation. If any two harmonic function u and v satisfies these two conditions, then they will be called conjugate to each other. These two harmonic function will call conjugate to each other. So mainly these are the three concepts you have to know from this topic. First one is Laplace equation. You have to remember the form of the Laplace equation. Next, harmonic function means if any function satisfies the Laplace equation, it will be called harmonic function. And next, conjugate harmonic function. If any two harmonic functions satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equation, then they will be called conjugate to each other. Okay. Next, you only need to know statement of the theorem. Okay, only the statements. Very easy statement. Statement is if any function f of z is analytic. If any function f of z is analytic, if any function f of z is analytic, then this function will be then the function u and v will be the conjugate harmonic function. What is f of z? I already told you, u plus iv. Since it is a complex function, obviously it will be of the form u plus iv. So if any function f of z is equals to u plus iv is analytic function, then this u and this v will be conjugate harmonic function. Okay, you only need to know the statement of this theorem. If f of z, which is equals to u plus iv, is analytic, then it is conjugate harmonic function. And if you need to know why it is conjugate harmonic function, so you already know if f of z is analytic, then it will satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation. And just we know the definition of conjugate harmonic function. If two harmonic functions satisfy Cauchy-Riemann equation, then they will call conjugate harmonic function. So that's why if any function is analytic, obviously it will satisfy Cauchy-Riemann equation, and if it satisfies Cauchy-Riemann equation, then obviously they will be conjugate harmonic function. Okay. And next is Next is if f of z is analytic, again same, if f of z is analytic. Actually, it was the first theorem and it was the second theorem, and first theorem is if f of z is analytic, u plus iv is analytic, then this u and this v are harmonic functions. These two statements are only important for MCQ. Mainly in problems, they will not be very helpful. Okay, first concept is if f of z is equals to u plus iv is analytic, then they will be harmonic function. Proof is not required. And if they are, and the second is if they are analytic, then they will be conjugate harmonic function. Okay, these are the two statements in MCQ. They obviously can ask if f of z is analytic, then number A it is harmonic or not, or number B. This type of, they can give you some different uh, options. That's why you require the statement. So these are the only two statements. So from this topic, mainly uh, conjugate harmony, problems of conjugate harmonic functions are asked, like they will give you u and they can ask you find v. Okay, or they give you v, they are asked find u, or they give you u, you have to find the function f. Okay, first you have to find u v from this u, then you have to find the function f of z. So let's consider one problem. Write down the question. If u is equals to e to the power minus x sin y minus y cos y, if u is equals to e to the power minus x sin y minus y cos y, show that there exists a function, show that there exists a function, show that there exists a function v of x comma y such that w is equals to u plus iv is analytic. I repeat the question. If u is equals to e to the power minus x to the power sin y minus y cos y, show that there exists a function v of xy such that w is equals to u plus iv is analytic. So mainly the same thing is given. W is in the theorem we just learned, if W or F is analytic, then obviously there will be two functions u and v such that these two functions are conjugate harmonic functions. The first theorem states that they will be this W will be harmonic, and the second theorem states that u and v will be conjugate harmonic function. So mainly they ask you, it is u, you have to find the conjugate harmonic function v, and then you have to find the value of this function. Okay. So it is a question of 2002 and 14. So mainly from this topic, they will ask you this problem only. Okay, so let's start this problem. So it is analytic. Analytic means obviously it will satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation. Okay, Cauchy-Riemann equation, but we don't have the value v. We only have u. So we have to first find the derivative of u with respect to x. Del u del x. So multiplication, you have to apply the multiplication rule. So minus e to the power minus x, then this total term will be constant, x sin y minus y cos y plus. Next, this is constant, you have to consider the derivative of this function, e to the power minus x into uh, x sin y. Sin y, it is a function of y, so it will be treated as a constant. So only differentiation of x, so it will be 1. So only sin y. This is total, it is a function of y, so it is total of constant term. So derivative will be 0. So this is your del u del x e to the power minus x e to the power minus x sin y minus y cos y plus e to the power minus x sin y. Okay. Now again in Cauchy-Riemann equation, you require del u del y also. Del u del y. So what is del u del y? You have to consider the derivative of del u with respect to y. Now e to the power minus x is constant, no problem. E to the power minus x. Okay. Now x is again constant. You have to only consider the derivative of sin y. So x cos y minus this. Y cos y means to multiplication of two terms, u into v. So first you have to consider the derivative of y, and cos y will be constant. So simply cos y. Okay. Again, next cos y will be constant. You have to consider the derivative of cos y. So derivative of cos y minus sin y. So sin will be positive, y sin y. This is your del u del y. E to the power minus x into x cos y plus y sin y minus cos y. This is the del u del x and del u del y. Now, since it is it is analytic, so it will satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation. So the value of del u del x is actually equal with del v del y. So the derivative of del v del y is this. Derivative of del v del y is this, and again from Cauchy-Riemann equation, del u del y is equals to minus del v del x. So minus del v del x is equals to this derivative. I hope it is clear. Since it is given W is analytic, so obviously analytic means it will satisfy Cauchy-Riemann equation. So since we don't have the values of V and it satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equation, so this derivative is equals to del V del Y, and this derivative is equals to minus del V del X. Now using this, you have to find the value dV, means yes, you have to find the value of V. Now how can you find the value of V using this two derivatives? So the formula is dV is equals to, we can't directly find the value of V. First you have to find the dV, then after integrating this we will get the value of V. So dV is first derivative del V del x into dx plus del V del y into dy. This is one formula which is given in the partial derivative section. So dV is equals to del V del x into dx plus del V del y into dy. Since this V is a function of x and y, that's why this. Okay. Now you can simply put these values here, del V del x here and del V del y here. Okay. So I'm putting these values. dv is equals to del v del x, del v del x. This is the total value of minus del v del x. Okay. So what is the value of del v del x? All the signs will be opposite. So minus e to the power minus x into x cos y. This will be opposite. So plus e to the power minus x cos y. This will be negative. Minus e to the power minus x y sin y into dx. Okay. Now we have to put the value of dv dy, del v del y. So del v del y is this total value. So plus minus e to the power minus e to the power minus x into x sin y plus minus minus plus e to the power minus x into y cos y, and this is e to the power minus x sin y plus e to the power minus x sin y dy. Okay, I'm just putting these values in dv. Okay, now I already told you, if you integrate this, you will directly get v. You have to integrate this one also. So you have to find the value of this integration. So it is equals to, we have to find find the function whose derivative is this. Obviously, since derivative and integration are inverse function, so if we find the derivative of some function, suppose derivative of any function is equals to this, so if you consider the integration, simply this function will be the result. That's why we have to find whose derivative is that total function. Okay. So in first just look at these two terms. This is minus e to the power minus x into x cos y plus e to the power minus x cos y dx. First, I am only taking these two terms since dx is given, means you are differentiating with respect to x. Okay, here cos y, if I take cos y common, then it is minus e to the power minus x into x dx plus e to the power minus x dx. Okay, plus this is cos y dx. Same I will consider for here also. Here here since it is dy, I will take the y related terms. Okay, so if I take twice, okay, so first I take this one as x into x sin y dy. Okay, from these two terms I am taking e to the power minus x common, so it will be y cos y dy plus sin y dy. Okay, you need so much practice to find these values. Okay, now look at these first terms in the bracket. Okay, cos y into
Ma'am, there is sin y.
which one is
Yes, ma'am.
sin y?
Y sin y. Third line last.
Which one?
ऊपर मैम आपका थर्ड लाइन लास्ट ये e to the power minus x y sin y.
Above that, ma'am. Above that equation. That cos y bracket e to the power minus e to the power x dx plus
मैम थर्ड लाइन
after that.
लास्ट टर्म थर्d line last term.
That's one.
Yes ma'am.
No.
Yes ma'am.
Oh yes. It is sin y. It is
It will be plus or minus, ma'am. There will be plus or minus, ma'am.
minus sin minus e to the power minus x sin. Okay. Now look at this term. Okay. If you can write this one as x e to the power minus x or not. D of x e to the power minus x or not. First, since these are multiplication of two functions, so you have to apply the multiplication rule first. Differentiation of x and e to the power minus x will be constant. So if you consider the derivative of x, it will be only 1. So 1 into e to the power minus x. So e to the power minus x dx. Okay. Next, now x is constant. You have to consider the derivative of e to the power minus x. So e to the power minus x, derivative of e to the power minus x is minus e to the power minus x. That's why x is constant minus e to the power minus. Okay. So we can write this total term into this. Now it will be the same sin y dx. Again, this will be again same minus e to the power minus x into x sin y dy plus e to the power minus x. Again, take this d of now.
y sin y.
Yes, y sin y. D of y sin y. First, if you consider the derivative of y, then it will be 1 into sin y, so sin y dy, and next y will be constant, and derivative of sin y is cos y. Okay, so now I get this one. Again, we have to take these two terms also, so that we can write this total term in
मैम
form d of term. Okay.
मैम
So, yes,
ये मैम थर्ड लाइन लास्ट टर्म e to the power minus x y sin y में सेम y sin y.
y sin y. Okay, now you have to check how can you again adjust these four terms. Okay, so how can you adjust these four terms? Just look at this x e to the power minus x. This is x e to the power minus x. In this term, it does not have x e to the power minus x, but this term contains x e to the power minus x. So if I take this first term and if I take this last term, third term, then see I can write in this form or not. E to the power minus x into sine, not sine y, it is cos y. Cos y. Okay, check whether I can write this first and third term in this form or not. D of x e to the power minus x cos y. Okay. Now, this is suppose your u, this is suppose your v. You are using multiplication rule of this. So first, you have to consider the derivative of u into cos y is constant. So cos y into derivative of x e to the power minus. Again, this is now constant x e to the power minus x. You have to consider the derivative of cos y. So x e to the power minus x into derivative of cos y means minus sin y dy. Here you are considering derivative with respect to x. That's why these are dx. Here with respect to y, that's why they are dy. Okay. Here since it is cos y, so you have to use dy. Okay. So first and third term can be written as in this form. Again, just check this second and fourth term. D of, again y sin y, here y sin y. How can you write this? D of e to the power minus x y sin y. Check whether you can write this in this form or not. So it is now your u, it is now your d. Okay. First derivative of u, so minus e to the power minus x into this is total constant. So minus e to the power minus x into this total constant into, since you are considering the derivative of x, that's why it is dx. Next, this u is constant e to the power minus x and this total term, derivative of this total term. So, okay. Now, simply there are two differentiation. You can also write this in x e to the power minus x cos y plus e to the power minus x into y sin. So we get dv is equals to d. So simply if we now write integrating both sides, we get, you can directly write integrating both sides, we get v is equals to this term in the bracket x e to the power minus x cos y plus e to the power minus x y sin y plus 1 integrating constant. You already know when we are considering one integration, then we have to use the integrating constant. So this is the integrating constant and this is the value of v. Okay, so whenever in some problems they will ask you only find the value of v. So up to this you have to consider this is the value of v. Okay, if they ask you about the function w that is given in your question, that u plus iv, so simply you have to put these values of u and v. Okay, in question already values of u, value of u is given and already you find the value of v. Simply put these values here and you will get the value of the function.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay.
when did we integrate it, ma'am?
When?
When did we integrate it? We haven't integrated to find the value of v, no?
We have the formula dv equals to something. Okay, we require the value v. That's why we have to integrate. This is the obviously derivative. So if you want the value of v, you have to consider the integration.
Yes, ma'am.
So
No,
integration.
ma'am. I was the right hand side, ma'am. The last equation. After integrating that, what we will find?
You have this. dv is equals to d of this one, x e to the power minus x cos y plus e to the power minus x y sin y. Okay, now if you integrate these two sides, so it will be dv is equals to d of x e to the power minus x cos y plus e to the power minus x y sin y. Okay, now we know that the function integration and differentiation are inverse to each other. So that's why this differentiation and this integration will be will give you the value v, and again same concept here, this integration and this derivative will give you this result only, x e to the power minus x cos y plus e to the power minus x y sin y plus b. It is your
we
question.
don't have yes ma'am, we don't have to integrate separately, that's why, that's my question.
You don't need to, because it is already derivative of this. Okay. So, an integration and derivative are inverse to each other. Like if you consider this, suppose you have integration of suppose you have x's cube. Okay, so first you have to find whose derivative is x's cube. Sorry, I'm suppose I'm taking 3x square. Okay, so this is your 3x square. So if you directly want to integrate, you already know the value. But if I just write d of integration d of x cube, derivative of x cube means 3x square dx. So if I write integration of d of x cube, you can directly write the answer is x cube. Actually, answers are process are same thing. You have to find the derivative of the function of this. Since here you have total 6 terms, that's why we mainly use this d operator. Otherwise, we directly consider this type of integration. Here you have 6 total terms and you have to combine 3 terms into one integration. 3 terms here you can see. That's why you can't directly integrate this. Okay, that's why first we have to find whose derivative is this function. Is the given function. Okay. You don't need to write.
Understood.
Say it is the d of this. You have to just write integrating both sides. You can directly get the value this. Even you don't need to require to write this line also, because it is already derivative. If you integrate, this d will be omitted. Only this value will be. Okay. So if v is asked, this is the answer. If w is asked, simply put the values of u and v. U is given in your question. V is given. V is this. Simply put this. It will be the. Okay, so this is the concept of harmonic function. From this chapter, you will get only this type of question. U is suppose given, you have to find either V or W. Sometimes V is given, you have to find U and W. If V is given, you have to apply same type of formula called differentiate with respect to X and Y. Cauchy-Riemann equation, use the Cauchy-Riemann equation. Using this, you will get du dx and du dy. So here, since you have to find du, value of du is del u del x into dx plus del u del y into dy. For u, it is the formula. For v, it was the formula. So in book, the difference problems are given. You can check one or two. So it is mainly very easy. Okay. So any question?
No ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm ending this session.
Thank you ma'am.